you for coming here today.
Absolutely.
We're going to do a YouTube interview.
Come on, let's do it.
We've asked a lot of YouTube users to submit some questions and get your take on technology, foreign policy.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Senator Obama, welcome to YouTube.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
I guess you've virtually been here for a while through your YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
But it's good to have you here in person, and we're going to ask you a few questions from YouTube users today. But first, you should probably say why you're at Google in the first place. You're here to announce your technology and innovation platform. Why does a candidate need a technology and innovation platform?
Well, because technology is not only posing enormous opportunities for America, but if we can apply technology to some of the big problems that we face, like healthcare or energy or education, then we can leap over some of the problems that have been plaguing us for a very, very long time. And one of the things that I've seen is that technology gets pushed aside as something separate from some of these other problems, when in fact it gives us an opportunity to really make progress that we haven't seen in a very long time.
Now, you've used technology a lot in your campaign, YouTube channel, MySpace profile, and a lot of stuff on your own side as well. In fact, I was reading you had over 15,000 policy ideas submitted to your website from average voters across America. Are any of them any good?
Some of them are good. And part of what we're trying to model in our campaign is how we're going to run our government. We're going to have a chief technology officer that thinks about how to integrate technology into every aspect of what government does. Building on some of the work that I've already done as a senator to set up, for example, a Google for government where people can track in real time where money is being spent by the government. We're trying to model transparency and so that people can watch what we're doing during the course of a campaign. We want them to be able to watch what we're doing when I'm in the White House. So
if you're in the White House, do you think you'll start a White House YouTube channel?
I haven't thought of it that way, but here's what I have said. We're going to have sort of 21st century fireside chats where I'm speaking directly to the American people through video streams because it allows me to interact directly in a way that I think will enhance democracy and strengthen our government.
Well, speaking of fireside chats, we've had some users submit questions virtually on YouTube. A lot of them about foreign policy, and this first one comes from a user who calls himself the Feaster Bunny. I don't know why, but that's his username, and you can just check it out right up there.
Hello, Senator Obama. In a previous speech you gave concerning foreign policy, you stated that given actionable intelligence about high-value terrorists within Pakistan, you would take action if President Musharraf would not. My question to you is, given the recent events that have occurred within that country, would you still be willing to provide President Musharraf with weapons in order to support his pursuit of these terrorists? Thank you.
Well, it's a great question, and I've said that I would suspend all military aid to Pakistan other than aid that's targeted at getting terrorists until emergency rule is lifted, prisoners are released, and we're in a situation where Musharraf follows through on the constitutional requirements that are set forth in the Pakistani constitution. I think we make a mistake when we subvert democracy or support governments that are subverting democracy. Over the long term, that fans anti-American sentiment and I think ultimately helps the extreme elements in Pakistan and throughout the Middle East. So I think that we have to continue to pursue al-Qaeda. I think that we should help Musharraf if he's willing to do so, but we can't ignore the fact that he's rounded up thousands of people who simply are pursuing their democratic aspirations.
In dealing with extreme elements, in the YouTube debate a couple months back, you said that you would speak directly to dictators if given the opportunity to be president. Do you stand by it? Is there some danger in speaking directly to leaders who don't adhere to democratic principles?
No, as long as we know where we stand. I was, after that debate, I had an exchange with Senator Clinton because she suggested, well, you'll be used for propaganda purposes by dictators. I'm not afraid of losing a propaganda war to dictators as long as I'm clear about our values. If we've shut down Guantanamo, if we are respecting the right of habeas corpus, if we are ending the practice of renditions, then we can go to any dictator around the world and say, we're leading by example, and we are living up to our ideals. And as a consequence, we think it's important that you do as well. Just because we're talking to somebody doesn't mean we're going to agree with them all the time, but it sends a message to the world that we're listening to them at least.
We talk a lot about the Middle East. One of the interesting questions actually came from a user in Africa, in South Africa. His name is Kaya, and his question is, Barack, is it okay if I call you Barack? My name is Kaya, and I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa. Do you think that Africa will have unreasonable expectations of you since you have strong ties with Africa because of your father?
You know, it's an interesting question. When I went to visit Kenya, there was this sense of, I'm a senator from the United States, and somehow I must be bringing, all sorts of benefits to Kenya. And I had to explain to people, look, I'm a United States senator representing the people of America. What I can do as president is to make sure that the American people understand our fates are linked with what happens in Africa. That if there's disease in Africa, that disease can get on a plane and end up in Des Moines, Iowa. If there's genocide in Africa, that creates violence and chaos in the lives of young men who eventually might bring that violence and chaos to our shores. So what I want to do is to make the American people understand that our own safety and security is wrapped up with the security and prosperity of people in Africa and all around the world. That's part of the job of the next president.
Well, a lot of your rhetoric around foreign policy has to do with your identity as a multicultural, multiracial candidate, and a lot of our users asked about your identity. Is your foreign policy as much wrapped up into sort of who Barack Obama is as it is in terms of your ideas? I mean, is your campaign as much about identity as it is ideas?
No, I don't think so. I think that I oppose the war in Iraq because of ideas. I believe in talking to the leaders of other countries, even when we don't like them, because of my perception of how our strategic interests can be served. So, on most of these issues, they're grounded in policy. What I do believe is that I can be a more effective messenger for some of my policy ideas because I've lived in another country, because my father came from a small village in Africa. I think that allows me to communicate these ideas more effectively, and I think the world will take in what I have to say with a more open mind.
We don't have much time left. I want to make sure we get to sort of as many of these questions as I can. So let's end on a round that we will call Hope or Nope. Your campaign's a lot about hope, right? And so I'm going to read a series of statements that have been submitted by YouTube users.
All right.
And they're about the future.
Right.
And you say, I hope that will become true if you think it will be, or nope, I don't hope that will become
don't want that.
Right.
I got you.
Okay, so hope or nope, one day college will be free in the United States of America.
Hope.
Hope or nope, one day gays will be allowed to marry.
I hope that one day gays are going to be able to be treated equally to all other folks, whether that's through a civil union or a marriage.
But not marriage.
Well, I think that I want to make sure that the state is conferring equal rights on gay folks, and marriage may be something that is conferred by a religious institution.
Okay. Hope or nope, one day campaign finance reform will completely eliminate the need for private donations.
We probably won't be able to eliminate completely private donations, but I think we can lessen their impact.
Hope or nope, one day we will only go to war if we get a declaration of war from Congress.
That's something that I believe we should have right now. The Constitution says, and the War Powers Act indicates that's the case. We've just seen it repeatedly violated.
Last one, hope or nope, one day the Cubs will win the World Series.
Nope, I'm a White Sox fan.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then nope for sure, I guess. Okay, well, thanks a lot, Senator,
Steve,
for joining us today.
I had a great time.
And we appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks a
it.
bunch.
See you guys.